coming to you on Sunday evening, July 20th. What a gorgeous day today was here in Wisconsin. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. And it is 11:30 p.m. here in Wisconsin. So let me try to get my other device set up so I can see if anybody joins me live. Today hopefully will be just a quickie little storage kind of tip. I had a fair day with my husband and our granddaughter. So we were outside all afternoon, had fun. What's better than fair food, right? So it's county fair time here. It's summer for us. So we'll be hitting up some of those county fairs as we have time. So anyway, this is going to be a quick and easy, hopefully, little tip, I guess. I did paper storage. Let me grab one of those. A little paper storage thing back in April, like maybe April 26th-ish, I don't know. And this was a pretty popular topic. So I had open studio time not too awful long ago, maybe within the last 2 or 3 weeks. And Linda from my team happened to be here, and she asked me if I had seen some of those demonstrations about making these devices to kind of keep your ribbon neat. So something like this, okay? And I said, oh yeah, I had seen some of those. I usually just use a binder clip for mine because I'm lazy and that works. So we took a few minutes right then and there to try to recreate what I thought I had seen a couple of other demonstrators do. I think they were Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. I'm not even sure. I don't remember who did it even. But anyway, I am not big on, for something like this, because it's going to be used for, to me, such a relatively short period of time. I didn't want to have to muss and fuss with measurements and where to score and all of that. So I just kind of came up with what worked for me. And they are pretty handy. I mean, if you think about it, that's pretty handy. And then you can just roll up what you don't need, and then you don't have your ribbon rolling all over the place. So this one I have fed from the bottom, and I think Linda said she had a hard time getting hers to go in that way, so she thought maybe from the top. I don't know if she made her own. I just don't remember. But I think she fed hers through the top and had, or thought it would work. And I need my tweezers because I can't pull this through. There. So that would also work. And it might be a little easier for you to feed through. So anyway, let's take a look at kind of my version of doing this. And if somebody else made a similar version, yay for them. I don't know who it was, and I probably didn't see it because I don't typically watch a lot of other videos, quite honestly. So anyway, sometimes I'll pop up on my feed and you see some ideas and you think, oh, I'd like to recreate that. So here's what I did. I'm going to use this straight, or the long oval, I guess it's an oval, that came with this trio. It's a hole punch assortment. And this is item 165409. And it came with the tags of thanks. I'm not doing anything with this tonight. I just pulled it out so I could have it handy. Because it's part of a bundle if you want the bundle. So what I did then is, let's say we're going to take this spool of ribbon. All right. And my inexact way to do this is to line up my spool over here on the 0. And hopefully you can kind of see that. So I line it up at the 0. I try not to let it shift, and I lay it down, and then I stand it up, and that's about where I'm going to cut. So this is about 4 3/4. All right. So I just cut some old cardstock. I don't know if this is like Grapefruit Grove or some old color, but we've got 4 3/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and snip my 1/2 inch strip. Hopefully I did this right. And then I'm just going to put it around here and kind of eyeball it. I think I over measured, so maybe I should do that over again because this is quite a bit too long. But either way, I mean, it works. We'll just snip that off. But I'm curious. So this is about 4 3/8. So let's do this again, maybe without the binder clip. Maybe I shifted. But if we start here and lay it down and then up, there we go. I must have shifted it. So that's about 4 3/8. So we take this piece that's 4 3/8. I'm just going to put it through here and I'm going to like finger pinch the ends. All right. And that's about where I want it to be. So then I'm going to take these off and I'm going to put my ends together. I'm going to take my punch and I've got it kind of scored here. So I want to go basically the whole length of this punch, kind of about in the center. And then I just want to make sure that I get it extended to that fold because I don't want it to be more narrow than the width of my ribbon. So that might be all right. And let's just take a look. So Shazam. All right, that works pretty good. So then I'm just going to take some tear and tape. You can see what I did on here. So let me just set this aside because this is basically like the same thing, okay? But I wanted to let you see how I did this. So I'm going to take my tear and tape and I'm going to peel that off. And I'm going to line up just one side and stick them together, okay? And looks like this got a little off center, but it should be fine. And then I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to put it through here, okay? And then I'm going to take this other piece of tear tape off. So when I probably will, I should probably show you how I did my tear tape because I did end up trimming some of that. And then I'm just going to fold these together and look at that. There we go. My ribbon reel or my ribbon tamer. Reel in your ribbon. All right. So let me just take this piece. So when I did my tear tape here, all I did was put a little bit here and trim it. Now I don't want it to go over into the center where my ribbon is going to feed because I don't want the ribbon to get stuck on the tear tape. All right, so you can leave a little gap there. And we're just going to trim that side. And then these little overhang pieces, I just trim those right off. Okay. So we are at the width we need. All right. Let me see if I don't have another spool of ribbon here, but we can just work on this one again. We'll work on the narrower one because that's what this was for. So when you put this up, you would just peel off the one piece. And let's just, all right. And you could actually do it either way. So let's peel off this piece. So either coming up from underneath or going over the top. So let's put these together where I took the tear tape off. And then if we wanted to go, well, that's a little crooked. It'll be fine. It'll still work. Then if we wanted to go over the top, we could just take this other tear tape side and have our ribbon down the middle. And see, I don't think that one works quite as well. It works good for reeling it, but not necessarily for undoing it. Oh, I guess it does. So either way, whichever way works for you. So I might do some of these because it really doesn't take that long and they are pretty functional. And it does lay flatter than, you know, if I use my binder clip. I can put one side down, but then there is a gap here. So, you know, my ribbons don't lay flat necessarily. And if I've got a stack of them, you know, they sometimes tip over. So that's my little reel in your ribbon tip for the day. So give it a try. I'm going to take this one off of here because I don't need two on here, but that's how I do mine. So if you came in late, this is a pretty short video. If you came in late, just rewind or watch the replay and let me know what you think. Hopefully this is something that can help you keep your ribbon reeled in. So until next time, happy crafting.